Have you ever been awestruck when seeing one of your guitar heroes just shredding away like it's nothing? I'm not talking about a recorded, composed solo that's played every night the same way. I'm talking about those next level shredders that seem to have endless, amazing leads just pouring out of their fingertips on the spot. Ever wonder how they're able to do that so easily, yet feel frustrated whenever you try to do the same thing yourself? That key skill is improvising, which is when you play music without any preparation, or at least so it seems. The secret is really that the best improvisers tend to have had the most preparation when laying down an off-the-cuff solo. The road to being a great improviser can be complicated, but I've put together the main considerations you need to keep in mind to help narrow your focus. Thanks so much for shredding with me today. If you're new to me, I'm Zach, and I'm here to help guitarists get unstuck with their playing. I've put together a little something extra for you to go along with this lesson that'll greatly reduce the complexity you'll face on your road to guitar success. It's my Guitar Gains cheat sheet, which is a totally free resource that you can access right away. It gives you my best scientifically based hacks on how to make consistent progress. If you're ever asking yourself, what skill should I work on next? Or I've been struggling with this skill, how do I master it more quickly? Then this is the tool for you because it includes a customizable goal-setting template. If you're also somebody who knows they've got some not so great practice habits like practicing in waves, then this resource also gives you my best tips on how to eliminate those bad habits and replace them with the best ones you need for success. Overall, it'll give you a quick win that you need to becoming a next level guitarist. And I really want to see you grow into the player that you really want to be, so before you forget, just pause this video, click the link in the description, or go to zachshawguitar.com and download this awesome free resource. Then come on back to this video and we can continue learning why improvising is so hard and how to make it easier for yourself. So before you can solo and really improvise, you first need to understand chords. A lot of players just want to start shredding away and don't really care much for those cowboy campfire chords. And trust me, I relate to you. I've been there at many points in my journey. But knowing chords is probably the most important thing you need to know to be a great improviser. And doing so can be challenging because familiarizing yourself with all these different chords can take a long time. Between the open chords, bar chords, power chords, triads, seventh chords, and all their variations, guitarists have a lot to keep track of. Not only that, but we need to know the notes that make up the chords, as well as their relation to one another within the chord, or this is referred to as intervals. And familiarizing yourself with intervals is especially important for chords and improvising and soloing because it helps you understand how to evoke different emotions and different ranges of tension. It'll allow you to be more intentional with the notes you choose. And in an improv situation, when you're playing over other music or you're jamming with other musicians, you'll need to know how the chords are structured in time, and this is referred to as a chord progression. There are many common formulaic chord progressions, like the common 1-4-5 progression in pop music, or the 2-5-1 chord progression often seen in jazz. Just as there are many different chords to keep track of, when it comes to soloing and using the lead part of improvising, there's also a lot of scales for you to keep track of. When you start learning about the majors, the minors, the diatonics, the pentatonics, the exotic scales, the modes, all that stuff, it can be a lot to keep track of, and you start to ask yourself, well, how do I use this stuff? Oftentimes the scales that a guitarist chooses to play are usually based off the chord progression. The application of the scales you choose can vary in complexity. For example, you can vary your scales between or within chords, or only rely on a single scale through a whole progression. But when you're improvising, you don't simply want to just run up and down through a scale. It'll sound more like a practice exercise than something that's musical. It helps to have a solid library of licks that you can pull from at a moment's notice and adjust to whatever the key or the tempo of the song might be. So to make this easier for yourself, you might want to start by laying down a power chord progression, since power chords can consist of only 2 notes. At that point, it'll be a lot easier for you to identify which scale or scales you can use within that progression. I'd recommend starting with something simple and kind of common, like a 1-4-5 power chord progression. And by using that, we can just start with a pentatonic scale. I like to rely on the pentatonic scale a lot for improvising because, while there's fewer notes to choose from, it's more of a lyrical sounding scale, as Zach Wilde has once put it. And also, a lot of the notes are pretty safe to land on if you don't really know what note you can kind of get away with just letting ring out. In my power chord progression, I'm going to be using the A power chord, D power chord, and the E power chord. And the cool thing about using, in this case, the A minor pentatonic scale is that it can be played over each of those chords in the progression. And like I alluded to earlier, this is why it's pretty important to have built yourself up a lick library, so that way if you're in a pinch, you'll have some ideas that are well rehearsed and well memorized that you've got to muscle memory, and you can just pull from those at any given moment. Just be sure you're able to adjust those licks to the key, the scale, and the tempo that you're playing in. Lastly, you'll want to identify the critical notes that you can safely land on and have sound good. That's why I said before I'm using the pentatonic scale for the most part, because most of those notes are pretty safe to land on. But in this case, if you're using the same progression and scale I'm using, you can start by relying only on one note being the root note of our one chord and our scale being the A note. That note will get us pretty far in this progression because it fits in 2 of our 3 existing chords. For example, it fits in the root of the 1 chord, like I mentioned before. And it also fits as the 5th of our 4 chord. Let's see how far we can get by mostly emphasizing that A note, at least for most of the progression, and we don't have to get complicated with it. We could just kind of bounce along on that root note and kind of dabble in some of the others as this plays, and let's see how far we get with it. So at this point, we're just still getting comfortable with what we're playing over. Even with all of our preparation, you'll find that improvising feels a lot like exploration. You might find that you come up with some pretty cool ideas, or in some cases, you might not be as impressed with some things you came up with, and that's okay. We're just getting our feelers out at this point. From there, once you're like, okay, I'm kind of comfortable with knowing where the root notes are, how to land on them, and I'm pretty comfortable with the tempo, you can start branching out with your note selection even more by landing on the root note of each chord that is in the progression. So instead of sticking with that A note, that really only gets us so far, we can use, in addition to the A note, we can use a D note and the E note as those chords make their way into the progression through time. Improvising is no easy task, but by being mindful of the challenges and the way those challenges can be overcome, you'll make the process a lot easier for yourself. All of this will really help you if you want to jam with other musicians. And having prepared yourself for a spontaneous jam sesh, you'll feel more confident, which will allow you to play more in line with the other musicians. These skills will also help a lot even if you just want to jam over some pre-recorded tracks, or even if you're having writer's block and you need an exercise and creativity to break you through it. Gradually work on your understanding of chords and chord progressions, then scales and licks one step at a time. As you can see with what I was playing, improvising doesn't have to be super complicated right away. You can start small and then add more skills along the way as you pick them up. And to reduce the complexity of getting better at guitar altogether, don't forget to download my free Guitar Gains cheat sheet if you have not done so already. It gives you my best scientifically based tips on how to conquer any goal, make consistent gains, and eliminate poor practice habits like practicing in waves. I really want to see you level up your skills and have a lot more fun with the guitar, so just click the link in the description or go to zachshawguitar.com and download this awesome free resource. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zach with Zach Shaw Guitar. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.